Tonight, safely nesting, the Tumby Bay community bands together to help endangered birds stay safe from fox attacks. And Whyalla locals paint the town rainbow for the annual Pride March.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with Madeline Kerr begins now.
Good evening, thanks for joining us. Some vital work has been undertaken off the shores of Tumby Bay to protect one of South Australia's most endangered bird species. A new osprey nest has been positioned on Tumby Bay Island, approximately 12 metres above the sea level, to give the birds a fighting chance.
Swooping into their new home, the osprey pair sitting comfortably within their new nest, residing approximately half a kilometre off the mainland.
I guess the platform itself is around about half a tonne in weight, and we had contracted a helicopter to lift that into position.
The bird species are listed as endangered within South Australia. Human intervention along with multiple fox attacks is making it hard for the osprey to breed.
Fox predation was actually the cause of nest failure. In fact, the cameras actually recorded a fox climbing the nest, which is around about nearly 2 metres tall. Fox climbed the nest, took one egg, disappeared.
The nesting platform was built with sticks from the original nest, constructed by the Ardrossens men's shed. The osprey have since returned to the nest and are making their own modifications.
Birds almost seem to have an increased urgency, and almost that day and every day since then, they've been busy carrying sticks, seaweed and other vegetation matter.
Between 2015 and 2017, only 43 occupied osprey territories were recorded, seeing an overall 26% decline from previous recordings. Ian is encouraging the community to watch from a distance this breeding season.
Certainly approaching these nests is not a really good thing at all. So keep the distance, keep away from the nests when they're breeding, and watch them from considerable distance.
Rangers will continue to monitor the island for fox intrusions in hopes to reduce the threat caused to the bird species. Henry Millick, 7 Spencer Golf News.
On Saturday, a Pride March took to the streets in Whyalla before returning to the Secondary College Oval for a party. The event's designed to support the LGBTQIA+ community by spreading messages of love and inclusion for all.
Feeling comfortable and proud of who they are. Youth volunteers and the team from Whyalla Headspace once again organising the city's annual Pride event. With a massive turnout, organisers say the Pride March and party were a great success.
So good that we have so much acceptance in the community and so many people willing to come out here and show their support, and not only know that, but know that they have a safe space here in Whyalla where they can truly be themselves.
The first year we did it, it was surprising to get as many people as we did, but now I think Whyalla's used to it more, and we get a lot of cars honking and waving at us when we do the march as well.
The supportive environment allowing many to express themselves by donning pride flags and vibrant outfits.
So many people dressed up for this. This is probably one of the best dressed years we've had. We were actually voting for best dressed and it was so hard to choose.
Wearing their flags and their identity and being just open about who they are. I see a lot of happy faces.
The community also participating in a range of colourful activities such as a glitter station, large novelty board games, trivia and a free raffle.
So we have the Drag Emporium run by D-Faces here. You get to answer some questions and then the lovely Anastasia will draw up your ideal drag costume.
With free lollies as fuel and a DJ on site, people were turning every square inch into their own personal dance floor. Much of the crowd not wanting the fun to stop and are already looking forward to future gatherings.
I just hope that these events can continue in the future and that we have an even bigger turnout.
Edwin McCarroll, 7 Spencer Golf News.
The 40th instalment of the Pitchy Richie Marathon is fast approaching. And with this, the Flinders Ranges Council is warning runners to register for the event before it's too late. Registrations close next Monday, with the race to be run the following weekend on Sunday, the 26th of June. Organisers are expecting this anniversary instalment of the marathon to be bigger than ever, with top athletes from all over the country descending upon the region to run the gruelling race between Port Augusta and Quorn. Still to come tonight, why the Copper Coast Council is handing out free trees to locals. And the Port Lincoln Surf Lifesaving Club is calling for more qualified volunteers to help run programs ahead of summer. Welcome back to 7 Spencer Golf News. Christmas has come early for tree lovers and those with green thumbs living on the Copper Coast. Late last week, residents lined up in their cars to have their pick of free plants, grasses and shrubs as part of an initiative to green up and beautify the area.
The Copper Coast Council understands the importance of trees and the many benefits they bring. And now, initiatives such as the annual Free Tree Day and the newly implemented Adopt a Street Tree program are contributing to an even greener future.
We have the Free Tree Day every year where ratepayers have access to 2 trees for their property. We limit it to 5 trees for if a ratepayer has multiple properties.
Council says it's a popular project and is something locals look forward to each year. And those who have taken part in the project say they appreciate that the plants are locally grown, making it easier for them to thrive.
But that has been really well received over this week. You know, we have a drive-through pickup system and you drive in and work out which trees you want, and it's been an excellent program.
To complement the Free Tree project, Council has formally approved the Adopt a Street Tree program, as trees deliver a range of essential functions beyond beautifying the streetscape.
We want to encourage ratepayers or householders to have trees or plants on their verge. So they will apply to adopt a tree. It'll get planted in front of their house and then they need to look after that tree to try and green up the streets.
The project will see between 100 and 125 extra trees planted per annum, with no additional cost to council. For more information about these projects, visit the Copper Coast website or Facebook page. Annabelle Francis, 7 Spencer Golf News.
The Port Lincoln Surf Lifesaving Club is on the hunt for new qualified recruits to patrol the Eyre Peninsula's beaches this summer. The club held an information forum last week, urging more people to get involved with surf lifesaving.
Surf Lifesaving looking to make a splash this summer, but they'll need the help of some qualified recruits.
Again, we need volunteers to come and join us. And if you don't have your qualifications or anything like that, but do want to earn it, then please get in touch with us because we can get trainers from our head office in Adelaide.
The Lifesaving Club held a Zoom parent information night where they discussed the future of the Little Nippers program, a program that teaches up-and-coming surf lifesavers.
It's going to be looking towards doing more nippers like through workshops, going to the schools, developing programs. So we're absolutely looking forward to doing the nippers this season and also next season.
The club aims to train up the next generation and keep swimmers safe, but they are looking for experienced lifeguards to pave the way.
Absolutely. What we are currently looking for is qualified people that have got their bronze medallions or their SRC, or basically their first aid skills.
Support from parents is also welcomed.
During our Zoom sessions, we've been getting quite a lot of parents reaching out on how they can get their kids involved, where they can get the skills, the qualifications through us.
Nippers programs aim to be back up and running by the end of the year in summer. Henry Millick, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Stay with us after the break. Changing hands, the Broken Hill City Cinema sold to new management after being part of the Wren family for 40 years. And good dogs all round, the Port Pirie Obedience Club doing some upgrades at the local dog park. Welcome back to 7 Spencer Golf News. After owning the Silver City Cinema for 40 years, the Wren family will be stepping away from the business after July. The cinema will not be lost to the city though, as another local business has swooped in to keep it open.
It will be the end of an era on July 31. Owners of the local cinema will be moving on after 4 decades of bringing movies to the city. But the cinema won't close down. Instead, a local business will make sure it lives on.
It's very important to the regional and remote community to be able to have somewhere to go for a bit of entertainment, watch the latest released movies, and it's iconic as well.
Moving forward, not much is going to change with the building itself. Just a few minor tweaks here and there.
Do a few little things like insulate it, tidy up the foyer a little bit, put in some mod cons to reduce power costs, things like that. But overall, the look of the building will not change.
The decision was finalised last Friday, after many talks between the club and the Wren family, especially when the cinema was going through a tough time.
Yeah, we've been in general discussions for a little while because we knew that Johnny's health was not the best and we knew that the family were having a tough trot with COVID.
There will be a short shutdown period after the cinema changes hands, but it won't be too long till locals can return to the movie theatre.
We're looking for about a week to 2 weeks to change over, and then we'll be back raring, ready to go to show the community movies again.
And the current staff have all been offered jobs, meaning they won't have to search for new ones. With another month and a half until the keys swap hands, there is still plenty of time for the community to go and watch a movie before the Wren family calls scene on their reign. Joshua Mercer, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
While the Port Pirie Obedience Dog Club has seen a drop in attendees in recent years, it stood the test of time, with this year marking half a century in operation. The highly regarded club is looking forward to the annual obedience trials, while some of the local parks receive upgrades.
With 50 years in business, it's safe to say Port Pirie Obedience Dog Club knows how to teach old dogs new tricks. With every Sunday morning at Leonard Park, the club helps pet owners to train their dogs to be socially well behaved and obedient.
It's very important to socialise your dog so you can take it for a walk down the street or take it to our dog park at Frank Green. If they're not socialised at a young age, you get dogs that can't mix with other dogs.
For one member, joining the dog club has helped re-spark her passion for photography. Yvonne Young is an instructor, publicity officer and secretary at the Port Pirie Obedience Dog Club.
The essence of the dog, I think I'm after that, something that tells you about who this dog is, something about their personality, and of course them just being as cute as possible.
Earlier this year, Port Pirie Council invited residents to have their say on how Frank Green Dog Park could be improved. Council also asked for ideas on a new dog park in Crystal Brook.
I think a double gate's mostly important, and then I'd like, and I'm sure everybody in Pirie would appreciate it, divide it off so that you've got small dogs and large dogs in different areas.
Members encourage anyone to join the club and say it is a great way to bond with your furry friend, with some owners taking their well-behaved pups to obedience trials. For more information about the club, follow their Facebook group. Annabelle Francis, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Stay with us after the break. Everything you need to know about the new roundabout coming to Broken Hill. And we'll have the weather details with Alex Sykes. Welcome back to 7 Spencer Gulf News this Monday evening. There are some more roadworks going on in Broken Hill as a roundabout is set to be installed near Westside Plaza. The roundabout is the second set of works going on in the city at the moment, as the works along Argent Street encounter some delays.
If you'd like to travel up Tauck, Galena or Mercury Street tomorrow, you may want to keep an eye out for detours, as work will start on a new roundabout. The intersection has been identified for reconstruction under the New South Wales Government's Safer Roads program. There have been a number of accidents there over the years. The roadworks are expected to be finished in 8 weeks, weather permitting of course. Drivers won't be the only ones impacted. Pedestrians will need to watch out, as well as sections of the footpath will be closed, as well as limited parking in the area. This is the second set of roadworks to be happening in the Silver City. Last week, work began in Argent Street to set up the banner poles with lighting, CCTV and Wi-Fi. Those works are expected to be finished this week. Contractors doing the roundabout will attempt to minimise the inconvenience to the public and those businesses close by. However, disruption to some areas will be unavoidable at times. Members of the public have been asked to obey all temporary traffic and pedestrian control measures to ensure their safety. Anyone who has any questions or concerns are encouraged to contact construction company GTE via email.
Time now to take a look at what's happening in the weather with Alex Sykes. Alex, how's the rest of the working week looking?
It depends where you are, Maddie. There's sun and rain on the way, but more on that a little later. Taking a look at today's weather now, and it got to 16 degrees in Kadina. 13 was the top temp in Clare. After an overnight low of 1.5 degrees at 7:30 this morning, Cooper Pedy was sunny, temps in the mid to late teens today. 17 in Port Augusta this Monday, June the 13th. It was partly cloudy and Whyalla 18 degrees. 17 in Port Lincoln and Port Pirie. Light winds around Broken Hill today, 14 degrees. Taking a look at the satellite image now, a high pressure ridge system over western New South Wales is moving eastwards, while a low pressure trough over the far west will also begin to move eastwards over remaining parts tomorrow and early Wednesday. Another high pressure system will develop in the far west later on Wednesday and then move eastwards as well. Moving on to tomorrow's weather outlook now, and we'll start with the Gulf waters. And there's a strong wind warning around the Spencer Gulf. Winds will be northerly 20 to 30 knots, easing north to northwesterly 20 to 25 knots from mid-afternoon. Seas will be 1 to 1.5 to 2.5 metres, and the swell is looking to be south to southwesterly below 1 metre, increasing to 1.5 metres by early evening. Showers in Port Lincoln tomorrow between 10 and 19 degrees. Showers in Cleve as well, 19, Woodner a shower 2 and 21. In the upper Spencer Gulf, while we'll get down to 7 degrees tonight, 19 tomorrow. Port Augusta mostly sunny and is set to reach 19 degrees. Kadina 8 and 18 degrees. Port Pirie 19 degrees tomorrow, possible showers in Clare, 6 is the low temp, warning up to 16 degrees on Tuesday. And over the border in Broken Hill, Tuesday is said to be partly cloudy and 15 degrees, which means the works on the new roundabout will most likely get underway. Taking a look further through the week now, starting with Wednesday's forecast. In the Eyre Peninsula, a bit of drizzle around Port Lincoln, 18 degrees. 1 degree warmer in Woodner, a top of 19 there. Moving on to Thursday's forecast, partly cloudy and 18 in Port Augusta, Whyalla and Port Lincoln, 17 and showers in Kadina. And lastly, Friday's forecast is looking dry for the majority of our map. 22 will be the top temperature up in Cooper Pedy, 19 degrees in Port Augusta and Port Pirie. And that's all the weather from me for tonight. I'll have an update a little later on. I hope everyone at home enjoyed the long weekend and stayed safe on our roads. It's back to you, Maddie.
Thanks for that, Alex. And that's the local news this Monday. I'm Madeline Kerr. Thanks for joining us. I'll have updates a little later, but until then, enjoy your evening. Good night.